Hey guys, it's Adrian. I'm here to talk a little bit about posture, what it is not, and to show you a really cool exercise and a bunch of variations on it as to something I use all the time, especially on women when it comes to building posture. So, generally speaking, posture, we know what it's not, right? If I have bad posture, I'm slouched in, your mother would have told you to stand up real straight. So when we think of posture, we generally think of up. I'm thinking standing up tall. Now the problem with that is standing up can mean too much curvature in the lower back. So that's not really good posture, that's just putting a lot of pressure through your lower back. The second thing that you see people do when they think about creating posture is they stick their chest out. Again, me sticking my chest out may look better than sagging in, right? So sticking my chest out, but I'm still creating an over excess arch in my lower back, therefore pressure on the vertebrae. So one of the best cues that you can do is to think shoulder up, back, and down. Now what that does is my back is it's got a good curvature to it, but my chest is still sticking out, and from this side, I look tall. So again, it's this idea of feeling tall. Another cue that we use in the fitness industry is to take a string from the top of the head and pull like I was being pulled up the body. Again, I find when people do the string that they overarch the back. So the reason for it all is these muscles between the shoulder blades. That whole idea of going up, back, and down, so depressing the shoulder, okay, which lifted my chest naturally. Those muscles that pull the shoulder blades down, okay, you see these really skinny girls, and they've got their angel wings sticking out, their shoulder blades sticking out. It's nasty. We've got to get that shoulder blade to flatten against the rib cage, and that's where posture is. That's me being up, back, and down with the shoulder blade. So the muscles that hold the shoulder blades, okay, especially another thing too with women, you gals get stress up in your traps, right? You get up here and you start getting headaches, you start getting neck aches. It's because those shoulder blades can't hold themselves down. So one easy fix, say if you're just walking around and somebody says, hey, fix your posture, put your finger on your sternum bone, okay? And instead of sticking my chest out or arching my back too much, I just want you to take the chest and lift it, okay? My back really doesn't change all that much. I'm just, again, taking the shoulder blades and tucking them down. So I'm lifting the sternum. You're going to find automatically that the chest spreads open, you're able to breathe better, and your energy comes out. So as far as the exercise, I'm going to demonstrate a face pull. There are many different ways to do it. There's many different types of equipment that you can use to do it. I'm going to show you the base version. Now, again, what I was saying about the posture and the overarching of the lower back, when you learn to do a face pull, learn to do it from the kneeling position first. Because too many times you're going to see a face pull and somebody's throwing their lower back into the exercise because they're using too much weight. They don't know how to ground. So we're going to take a rope. You're on a fairly low weight. You don't really need a lot of weight with these. Reps are best in the higher range, so somewhere around 12 to 15. I'm going to walk back a little bit, go soft on my knees. Now one thing to think of, if you can tuck the tailbone down, okay, or flex your glutes really hard, I'm going to stop myself from arching that lower back again. Okay? So I'm tall, I'm going to tuck my pelvis in, straight arms. I'm going to pull this behind my ears. Notice my elbows aren't here, they're flared out. Flare your elbows out as hard as you can. That's a low version, okay? Try to pull the tricep rope to my nose. It's good for building the rear shoulders, so if you have this posture, it's going to pull it back a little bit. I personally find it easier and better for the lower shoulder blades if I pull it a bit high. So instead of aiming the middle of the rope to my nose, I aim it to my forehead or my hairline. Okay? So again, start with the kneeling position. I'm going to tuck my pelvis. I'm going to pull high. Flaring the elbows, I'm almost pulling the rope apart. Okay. When you've mastered that without the lower body being thrown into it, progress it to the standing version. Helps you bring in a grounding and a core into posture. I stand grounded. I stand active in my core and my posture ready. I'm rarely ever kneeling where my posture is a big issue. So, same thing, I'm gonna pull back, I'm loaded. If possible, I'm gonna tuck the pelvis or squeeze the glutes. Pull to the nose, or pull to the forehead. Okay. Low position, high position. Again, my elbow flared where out. Okay. Just from that light weight and those reps, my back feels back here. Again, I'm not lifting through the lower back, I'm just pulling my shoulders back and down. Okay? So, second version, say if you don't have a rope, or if you find that the rope doesn't feel comfortable, maybe it's squishing the hands, which is possible, or the rope is too short, you can grab, and I actually sometimes prefer this, a towel. Okay? Now you can get a longer towel if you're afraid of smacking yourself in the head, that's fine. Again, I would start with a kneeling position, but I'm going to show you a standing position. Take a good grip. Again, walk back, load yourself, get rid of the glutes. I'm pulling that high position that I prefer. Elbows flared where out. On the last rep, I like to do a peak contraction. I like to hold, squeezing my elbows back as far as I can get them. Okay? Don't pull from your arms. Okay? Also, hold, don't fly forward. It's fluid and controlled the whole time. Okay. So that's a rope, that's a towel. Last version, a band. Okay? A band just feels very different from a cable. If you want more of that peak contraction, as I pull the band, it gets harder to pull. Okay? Variable resistance. I'm going to pull and it's going to be an extra squeeze in the back position. So when you're stronger, go with the band version. Again, I'm going to show you a kneeling. Arms are straight out. I'm going to pull first to my ears and then I'll show you a high position. So again, that pelvis is tucked, right? When you see it wrong, it's don't do that. Okay, high position. Now, one thing that gets assumed about a lot of posture stuff and a lot of core stuff is that somehow magically I'm pulling even from both sides. It's not likely. I know personally that my left side is weaker. It's also less coordinated. So I'm going to go back to the towel version. Okay, grab about half the weight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one side at a time. So I would probably do this at the end so I can really feel the difference between how much my right has been worked versus my left, or how much my strong arms been worked. So I'm going to walk back. Same rules. Active. Get rid of the pelvis. Still tall in the chest. I'm going to pull behind my ear without rotating. Okay? Pull. 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 I'm not pulling from my hand or my grip. I'm pulling from the shoulder blade. Like I'm trying to show off my bicep. So, remember what I was saying about up, back, down being where posture is. You can fix that two ways. You can just pull your sternum up a little bit, again without overarching your lower back. Just pull your sternum up, be proud. I always say that. Face pull, after doing that, I can't sag. That actually is tough for me to slouch right now because those muscles are all tight. So, if you have this posture, if you have that posture, get doing some serious face pulling, try all the versions. Start on your knees, then go up to the standing version. Tuck your pelvis. Do not bring your lower body into it. Give it a try, let me know how it goes.